And I'm just going to show you on Friday, we started out with these, this was black, and this was a wooden pine box that I used Posh Chalk Deluxe decoupage paper, and we used the pigments to color this to match the bow. We added would you bend and then some gold. I painted the inside blue, the same color. Oh, you had a yard sale? That's amazing. Well, I'm glad. Did you make money so you can spend it somewhere else? I'm sure you did. And then I hand painted these edges just a little bit. And when you put it all together, look. I did one on the live, and there's the second one. So these were actually. Oh, you spent it already. Wow. So these are the two pieces that we did. Michael's is still selling them, by the way, and they're 60% off now. So I'm going to put those away, and then I'm going to show you. I found this tissue box, and I got it a while back. I think maybe last year, and it's cardboard. So we're going to do some decoupage, and this decoupage, by the way, is the other half. This is the Posh Chalk decoupage. It's called Turquoise Floral, and it was the other side of this one. So we'll just continue with the blue theme. So I'm going to turn you down, and if you had any questions, please let me know. So let me just turn you down a little. There we go. And let me remove this out of the way. So I pre-painted this so that I wouldn't waste time painting it. And I'm going to, using my my Posh Chalk. Oh, okay. All right, Gwendolyn. My paper, this one, and because it's kind of plain, I thought I'd jazz up the top with puffing up some paste, some metallic paste. So let me just start with cutting the edge. Well, I was going to add would you bend to this, but I decided that I would rather use the metallic paste. If you're new, please let me know. Okay, so I've removed parts of this, and let me just remove this. And because this paper is very, very, what's the word? It's very plain. I decided that it needed some jazzing up. So let me just see how much we need before I cut off any. I just want to cut the paper to size. Okay, so if I crease it along here, that should be good enough. And let me check for height. I think I can do this. And you can still use the rest of it on another project. So on this project, just with this one paper, we've been able to do 3 pieces. And you've got enough for another one. So let me put this away. And I'm going to use the straighter part of this edge for the top. And I'm going to use the infuser by Posh Chalk to apply my decoupage medium. So let's start. You don't need a lot. This is basically what we did on Friday. And this infuser is amazing for the pigments. I don't want to squirt it on a bit too much, and I don't want that much, so I'm just spreading it out. And I still have just a little bit too much, so it's easier to take it off now than to have to deal with the mess I would have because I put so much on. Hi, Betty. How are you? Oh, please don't worry, Betty. I told you to relax and take the day off and relax and do nothing. I'll have to show you how the piece turned out for I'm just trying to get this on as smoothly as possible, and I'm looking to see where my brush is, and as usual I'm lost as ever. I don't want any creases, so that's why this the deluxe decoupage paper is very forgiving. I'm just going to grab a piece of plastic. So that I make sure I have no creases. I'm just folding it over to make sure that this is working. Maybe I should have moved it over a little bit more, because I certainly have the space. And I'm going to puff this up, Betty. Oh, thank you so much, Betty. How was your weekend, my friend? Yeah, that's the other side. Remember, we did this on Friday. And this is the second part of the paper. Oh, it was busy? Yeah, and this is how the, I painted the planter base black. And then I put gold over the I can't remember which red we used of the pigments. Yeah, it came out really nice. And then there's no way this is going to fall down like it was before. And Michael still has these. I stopped by yesterday because I wanted some paint. Not that I found any. Metallic pink. And they were still 60% off. Yes, the carmine red. So they were originally 10 and now they're selling them for 60% off, whatever that makes it. And this is just a card box. Hi, Ari. This is just a cardboard tissue box. But I'm going to puff up the top. How are you, Ari? I hope your mom is doing well and you had a good weekend. Okay, and now the last part, and I'm okay with overlapping because nobody's going to check it out. I cannot cut a straight line. And I'll just move this up. I don't know if you remember, Betty, but I told you the house next door went up for sale. At the end of May. And it's so nice because to have neighbors. It's been empty for 3 years. The woman that owned it was sick. Oh, good, Ari. Well, anyway, I was shocked at how high the price was, and I met the new owners today, and I can't believe that they paid $360,000 over asking with no inspection. Can you believe that? It sold and they've moved in. They moved in Memorial Day weekend. It went up for sale 28th of April. He said they had, because I went and introduced myself today. And he told me that it went for, there were 15 people bidding. There was a huge bidding war. And I was really surprised that it would be 15 people made bids on that house at asking. And no appraisal, no inspection, no nothing. It's crazy. So I'm just putting some more of the infuser just to seal in the paper. And then at the top, I'm going to paint it this blue color. And I'm going to then dry it and put some metallic paste through a stencil and puff it up. It's going to be relatively simple. Thank you, Ari. I just thought if I don't use the paper on a small project, no, I'm not going to use it. It's not, this is a bit too plain of paper for me, but there are some people who like, you know, the plainer finishes. And I'll trim the edges afterwards. Let me just trying to make sure it's all sealed around the edges. And this was so much easier than Fridays to decoupage because there was no, all the edges were, they were all straight. You do? Yeah, well, you like blue, Betty, that's why. Anything blue you like. I like blue. I like the beach blue. And but I'm not so, I like something with a bit of more action. This to me has very little action. Okay, so let's paint it blue. Oh, you know what? I have a birdhouse, and I might have enough to do this. What do you think, Betty, on this birdhouse? That might be fun. Okay, let me just put some of this blue on here. Let me find a palette. Oops, I think I put too much on as usual. What is wrong with me? Why is it I can never put in just a drop? And I've got it all over my hands. So I'm just going to paint this. Hopefully it'll need just one blue. One coat, I mean. Trying to, instead of cutting off the paper, I thought it might be best to just paint over it. And I'm thinking of doing gold. What do you think? Gold paste. Because the area is very, very small. Black is too strong. White I don't think would look good. Yes, it would. But I don't have a stencil small enough to do puffed up with this. The other thing I'd like to do is, but I have to get some enamel paint. I was thinking of doing wine glasses with beachy stuff, painting on it. But I have to go and get some enamel paint to do that. And of course with my messy fingers. Oh, real ones to put on these? Yeah. We could. I didn't bring them out though. I should consult you before every live so that I get everything ready. Okay, I've painted the inside. And now I'm just going to dry it. I don't think it needs this. Maybe it does. Let's dry it and see if it needs another coat. Copper or silver? I have the silver. Okay, silver. I think silver is good. I don't have copper paste, but I do have silver. Let me pull that out. Silver is an excellent idea. You go for the silver, I go for the copper, or for the gold. Pearl silver. Yeah, excellent choice. Oh, really? Yeah, silver it is. Well, I should start doing that. But sometimes, hi Maddie, how are you, my friend? Okay. I was going to use the bird one, the bird stencil. But the only thing with the bird stencil is this is still wet. Yeah, I know. I decide basically the last minute. That's my problem. I have like 3 or 4 things in my head, and then I decide the last minute. But I'm talking colors. But this is fine because so we're going to do the puff up paste. And if any of you are new and you don't know what the Posh Chalk metallic paste is, you're in for some fun. Let me just put this in water. Let me add if you buy the paste and it's dry, a little bit dries, it does dry up. I'm trying to find where my I have one that's already open. I add a little bit of retarder, but I can't find it. So let me use this one. Oops, I did. I lied. I found my retarder. So I'm just going to add a little bit. Just a little bit. Just to make it a little bit more pasty. Because sometimes when you leave the jar open for a long time, which I do, then it dries up. And this is one way of adding the paste to puff it up. Hopefully it won't let me down. Okay, so this is the metallic paste, which has several uses. Let me just put that on. Make sure I move to the center so that you can watch. I'm not going to tape it down. And my stencil has been lovingly used over and over again. So some areas are raised. Let me add some more. And this paste, as I was saying, has you can use it 3 different ways. You can use it to paint, you can use it through a stencil, and you can dilute it for water to get a wash. And when you do it with the water, it does not lose its metallic properties. So I already know here the paste is gone through the stencil, and the stencil did not cooperate because it's old, but it'll work. I'm not doing the center because the Kleenex box goes inside, so I'm just smoothing it out. And then as soon as you finish with the stencil, you need to put it in water because you do not want the paste to remain on your stencil because it will not go away. So I'm going to start puffing it up and you'll see how it rises. And it smells beautiful. Oh, the bird, oh, see, it's puffing up. The bird one was too big to fit anything on. See, can you see it? Thank you for the heart. Do you see them popping? I'm just going over it again. Thank you so much for the hearts. So now I'm just going to, it's dry, but when it dries a little bit more, I can knock off these bits well, when they dry, it becomes hard. So you can knock off these edges that are... Hey, Amber, how are you? Amber, are you going to send me your email address? I can't tell you how dreadfully sad I am that I don't have it yet. Let me just move. Obviously, I got some stuff on here. So, I don't know whether I should add any more. I do want to trim the edges, though. But it's not dry enough to do that. This is probably one of my shortest ever. Let me see if there's anything else I can add to this that I brought. I can't even add shells because I don't have those. So let me, Amber, I just want to show you what we, the result of Fridays. Look at it. Isn't it pretty? And if you want those, my Michael still had a couple, and they're now 60% off. So, oh, thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. Well, this is the project we just finished, which was the decoupage paper that matched this one. And it's so much plainer except for the top. But I just want it to dry a little bit more so that I can knock off these edges. But I can't right now. So let me turn you up. Hey. So as soon as it gets cold, I'll just knock off these edges that are overhanging inside and out, put a Kleenex box, and display